So you're going to get back 225 grand. You're going to pay 205 grand, and you're left with $20,000 tax-free to put in your pocket.
Buc-ee's, biggest gas station I've ever been at. Over 100 gas tanks.
He was saying the owner, the current owner was saying the house next door sold for $210 earlier this year, and a few doors down sold for $180.
Gotcha.
Right, so the areas within that area, like a good, well, when it's like properly done, maybe 170 to 210.
That's a big difference. That's the difference between it being a deal and not a deal.
Yeah, so like, but when like looking around the property, just like will still be down. Like it may need some work that's just hidden, you don't even know. So that's like the only fear I have. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be putting my own money into it. I'm going to use like private lenders.
Get a contractor to walk it and give me an opinion. If you got a $40,000 budget, we always add 10 to 20% contingency. So if it's a 40 grand budget, we're going to budget 44 or 48,000 because there's always going to be some unknown costs.
Okay.
So like, just buffer your numbers, get the experts to come through, contractors, and you just iron the numbers as close as you can. You're never going to be under. I've lost money on houses. I got a deal I'm selling next week, I'm going to lose money on. So like it happens, but I've lost money on 3 out of hundreds. So like it's less than 1%. You know what I mean? So you just got to pencil out the numbers, get the right people to give you advice, contractors, maybe realtors in the area, and then make a decision from there.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother. Appreciate you coming out, man.
Thank you.
So they want 150 grand to purchase the house. And then let's say it takes $40,000 to fix up that house. So you got to raise $190,000 from somebody else to fund this deal, right? So you get a private money lender, they fund 190 grand. So you borrow that money and you do the whole deal, buy it, renovate it, and let's say you're paying them 10% interest, right? So you get it stabilized and then you rent it out to a tenant. And then let's say that tenant wants to pay, $2,200 a month in rent. So you rent it out, it looks all pretty, and then they're going to pay $2,200 per month in rent. Cool. So 190 grand at 10% is $19,000 a year, which is like $1,600 a month in interest payments. Then you got taxes, then you got insurance. So you're probably going to be paying like $2,100-ish, probably about this much in payments, right? So we just said the businesses go bankrupt because of lack of cash flow. So that's not a good deal. If you're bringing in the same amount of money that you're spending, no good. So what do? You take this to a bank and you refinance it with a bank, right? So banks will lend you usually about 75% of the new value of the property. So let's say the new value of this house is 300 grand, okay? So $300,000 is the new value, and then that means they'll lend you $225,000 back. So what do you do with that 225? You take that 225 grand, you owe 190 to a lender plus interest. So let's say it took you 6 months to buy, renovate, and refinance this deal. $19,000 divided by 2 is $9,500. So you owe basically 200 grand to this lender. I say another 5 grand in closing costs. So your all in that you owe on this deal is $205,000, and the bank will cash you out $225,000. So you're going to get back 225 grand. You're going to pay 205 grand, and you're left with $20,000 tax-free to put in your pocket. And let's say the new monthly mortgage payment is $1,700. So not only did you get a quote-unquote free house, you didn't put any of your money into it, it cash flows $500 a month in profit. Yes, there's going to be vacancies. Yes, there's going to be repairs. Your actual cash flow might be like $200 a month or something. But think about this. If you own real estate, put your hand up real quick. Look around the room. Keep it up. Look around. This is possible, just for the record. So think about this. The greatest asset in human history that's ever been created has created the most millionaires ever. You can own that asset without putting a single penny of your own money into it, and you can make monthly cash flow. You can make profit every single month, and that property is going to appreciate over time. If you owned this property 2 years ago, 300 grand, it's probably worth 360 today in the last 2 years. So you made 60 grand in appreciation just for owning an asset without ever having to put any work into it. And you get this crazy thing called depreciation. So not only do you make money in real life, you'll make, let's say, $5,000 on cash flow on this deal. You can depreciate the asset, which I just told you it went up in value. So it's this crazy tax law that doesn't make any sense. But basically, you can depreciate it and take a loss on paper. So you have $5,000 in your pocket in real life, and you take a loss on paper. So you don't pay any money in taxes, and your tenant pays off the house for you. Why in the world would anybody not want to do this? You can own the greatest asset in history without ever using a single penny of your own money. Y'all like that? No? Cool.
You said that most of your deals are for like money. At what point in your journey did you start thinking to yourself, or like what was the number?
Do you use any of your own money? I think
Like my money?
Yeah.
I still never use my money. No. I've never to this day used my own money. Because like once you know the game, you can know how to get, like I make 30, 40, 50, 60% on my money. So if I'm borrowing at 10% and I'm making 30%, for me to use my money, I'm giving up a 20% spread. So to this day, like I'll never use my own money unless it's like a crazy pinch, then I'll float it if I have to. But the goal is always to use other people's money.
Good enough as well. Lawrence parents want to connect. I'm here, don't be shy.
Love it.
Private money. Are you finding the good first, or are you finding the one first?
Deal, 100%. There's $3 trillion in IRAs that are not invested. There's so much money out there seeking an ROI. If you have a deal, the money will be there, I promise. But the reason people can't raise money is because they have got shitty deals. Like, oh, this is a great deal. No, it's not. You're actually going to lose money doing it. So there's two things. Deals, amazing. Money, amazing. If you have either, you're good. If you have both, you're really good. But definitely the deal first.
My name's Christian. Good to meet you, brother. I just started following you, bro, about a month ago, bro. Like, let me just tell you,
Perfect time.
Very completely changed my life, bro.
That's awesome, brother.
Completely changed my life. I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do, bro.
Yeah.
My buddy in prison, he found out about you.
Yeah.
Just put me on, dude. Like I said, I've watched it every day, bro. I just look at your story,
That's
bro.
awesome. I got goosebumps, bro. That's
Bro,
love.
like, literally changed my life, bro. I just started 20. I've been marketing for 3 weeks now. I made about 850 calls.
Nice.
And
Yourself?
yeah, myself.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's my twin sister right here.
Dope.
Yeah, and she drives for dollars for me.
Yeah.
And I do the local meetups every week. I got 8 cash buyers now.
Yep.
Last week.
Yep.
So dude, it's heading in the right direction.
It's coming, brother.
Yes, sir.
It's coming.
Yes,
So
sir.
the biggest thing, bro, you got to understand this. Most people give up because they think it takes too much time. It took me 16 months to do my first deal.
Yeah, that's why I keep going, dude. 850 calls, bro. That's
Ain't
why I
shit.
keep going.
Like, it's great. But even if it takes you a fucking year, it's going to take you a year, right? This shit works. It's just a matter of when, right?
Yeah, it's just.
I just don't want to see you give up too soon.
I heard 90% of wholesalers fail. In real estate.
Because they give up. They don't fail, they give up.
Exactly.
That's it. The shit works.
Yeah, dude. That's why I've given up damn near everything I've done.
Yeah.
So this shit, bro.
It's time, bro.
It's either I'm gonna be successful doing this, or I'm gonna die trying.
You're going to do this shit.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna be successful, bro. You're gonna see me next to you, bro, in like at least 5 years.
I'm here for
At
it.
least 5 years.
I'm not sure. I know like the ARV is like 258, 260.
So 260, how much work do you think it is?
It's at least 30, 35.
So 260, this is very simple math. You got the spreadsheet in the deal in the course, so use the spreadsheet. But if you do 260 times, let's say 75%, how much you say, 30,000 of work?
Yeah, 30.
So if it does need 30, then like you should be paying around 165,000. So they're 200, fuck them. Offer 155 and then negotiate up to 165. But their listings are relevant. You got to find the ARV, the repair budget, put those numbers on the spreadsheet, and it'll tell you the purchase price.
And then I can find it.
Yeah. So there's trainings in the course that's how to comp houses. So watch those to comp houses. And then there's trainings in there that talks about estimating rehabs. Tom's doing a call tomorrow at 12. One of the coaches in there. He's literally going to be at a job site, like showing you everything. So get on that, and if you miss it, watch the recording, because like you're going to be confident in estimating repairs after that. Absolutely, brother. Appreciate you coming out, boss. You too.
All right. What's going on right now? What's the executive decision?
It's midnight. We in Orlando, and we're
we're deciding to drive home to Fort Lauderdale tonight instead of tomorrow morning. Last stop of the tour coming in about 20-ish hours from now. Let's get it.